What is going on, everybody? My name is Milo and this is my first YouTube video on this channel. Today I'm going to be talking about A-level biology. So a bit about me first. I just did my A-levels and I got 3 marks off an A-star. I think the way this would have worked is any other year I actually would have got an A-star because the grade boundaries this year, they were quite high. So I've got an idea of like how to revise and what are the best techniques, and achieving an A is actually a lot easier than a lot of you may think. And it just requires the right study techniques, and it's probably one of the most content heavy A-levels, but with the right strategies, you know, it's doable to get a really good grade and be happy with the outcome. So today I'm going to be talking to you about my top tips and tricks about how I managed to do this and how I saw some of my friends succeed in this A-level. And yeah, let's get into it. Starting off with tip number 1. I think this tip is quite generic, however I think it's very important as well, and I think it was a large contributing factor to my success, and that is just having a genuine interest in the content. I think if you don't have a genuine interest in the content of biology, then it's so easy to just forget stuff because there's so much content, and if you don't have a passion or interest in the subject at all, it just, honestly, it's so easy to just forget out like key, like important details. And I think the way I developed my passion was honestly just coming to the realization that this stuff is real and it's happening inside of our bodies or in nature, and it's actually just really cool just to learn about it. And I just found, like, especially the human biology stuff really fascinating, but that just made me remember it so much better. Like, I just wouldn't forget it. Like, compared to, for example, psychology, I found content was less interesting and it was a lot harder to remember than biology. Biology, although it had more complex topics, I would just remember it so much better. To be honest, just doing extra reading and stuff like that, it just really helps develop your passion for the subject. And once you have this passion, honestly, you guys will experience it for yourself. It becomes so much easier just to learn the content, and it becomes so much more simple. Having a genuine interest, I promise you guys, it will help you so much, and it makes absolute world of a difference. And so for my second tip, guys, this tip is related to physics and maths tutor. So a lot of you guys will be familiar with using physics and maths tutor for past papers and question banks and stuff like that. And I say when it comes January sort of time and you're in year 2 and you're the lead up to your A-levels, what I did, and I was actually recommended to do this by a tutor, using units instead of the new spec questions. So what you want to do is, these are the old spec papers, and while you may not want to practice old spec because you think the questions may be a bit different to what you're asked in the exam, these questions are so useful. What it means is that you can absolutely rinse, there's so many questions here, you can just rinse all of them and your technique will improve so much. So my method was, I would do a unit 1 and a unit 4, I believe, and I would just go through it under time conditions, which is very important, and I'll just tick cross what I got wrong, and then after that I would review the questions that I did worse on and look at the mark scheme and try and improve, or if I had any questions I'd go to my teacher. Also, it means that you can save the new spec papers, for example from 2017 onwards, you can save them for nearer exam season, and you want to be doing these guys in time conditions, very like harsh time conditions, no breaks, no nothing, and those are going to have the most accurate resemblance of your real exam. So you want to be saving these for around exam season. Third tip, guys, is understanding the fundamentals of biology. So biological molecules is the first topic, and I found doing the content in order and really understanding this first fundamental topic of biological molecules, it really is a fundamental to the rest of the A-level, and having an understanding of it is so crucial. For example, having a really solid understanding of proteins and their structure and function is related to so many other topics in biology. For example, when you get to respiration and you do oxidative phosphorylation, there's so much about proteins in that, and it all links back to the topic 1 and the content in that. So having a basic fundamental understanding of this content is so crucial for your success in A-level biology. The next tip, guys, is your revision technique itself. So I see a lot of people doing so much revision, and there's this app called Flora. I'll put it on screen here. A lot of you guys might be familiar with it. It's where you plant a tree and it allows you to monitor your progress and how much revision you've done. I found this very, very useful actually, because you know, I'd be able to set a goal for the day and it just keep me, like, it locks up your phone so it stops you from getting distracted, and it's actually really useful. However, I would see some people doing, 10 hours on this a day or 8 hours a day. Guys, this is, if you want to do that much, by all means do it, but you don't need to do that much in order to get good grades. Revision is quality, not quantity. While you need to do a good amount of revision to do well, it's more about, the quality of your learning. And if you're doing the right amount of revision using the right techniques and the right study methods, you don't need to revise for 8, 9, 10 hours a day. It's completely unnecessary. As well as, guys, through exam season, you can have a social life. You can go out with friends and stuff like that. For me, I found it very therapeutic to go for drives a lot and listen to music, especially on the way to exams. I found it very relaxing for me, just to clear my head and do some breathing. I found this very useful. As well as just throughout my revision in the day, I would tend to break up my revision throughout exercise. So I would go boxing with my friends a lot. I would like to go to the gym or just meet up with friends in the evening, and it's okay to do that during exam season as long as you complete your revision first. And meeting up with your friends in the evening, it's okay. Like, you can do it and you can still get good grades. And yeah, it's all about balance, guys. So having a balanced life is very important, and I think you should keep this consistent all throughout exam season, as well as having a good routine. It's very important, so you're getting up at the same time and you're going to bed at the same time. So for my last and final tip, guys, I'm going to say that if you are interested in, studying medicine like me at uni, or biomedical science, biochemistry, you want to really look into these degrees. And I think what I found is that when I started researching into what I want to study at uni, it kind of helped my A-levels, because I knew I had a goal to work towards and I knew what I wanted to do and I knew what interested me. So really researching into the degree that you want to do, I found it really helpful. There are some amazing resources online that I use a lot. So one YouTuber, I will plug his channel up here. He did full walkthroughs of biology, chemistry papers, and I found it incredibly useful to do a paper and then watch his walkthroughs and explanations. And honestly, guys, this was so helpful. I hope this video helped you guys out and your revision. And if you're choosing A-level biology, my advice is do it. This A-level is, to be honest, I really liked it. Like, it was my favorite, and I always looked forward to my lessons. And when it was exam season, I was actually looking forward to my exams, as weird as it sounds. Stay consistent with your revision, do the hard work, and I'm sure you'll get the results that you want.